Hi guys, how are you doing? Happy New Year! Today is what, we're already in February, and I know this is coming late, but we're going to do it anyways. For those that have never met us or heard about us before, my name is Oluwatosin Olasende. I'm the founder of Money Africa. Money Africa is a financial literacy platform. We teach you all you need to know about your money. Bing, bing. Great. So today I'll be talking about financial goals. We need to secure the bag, and by that, we need to also know what financial goals are. So we're going and talking about all the different things we need to consider for the financial goals. All right, guys, let's start. Number one, write it down. Write it down. There is so much power in writing down what your financial goals are. Now, you could write, oh, I want to be a millionaire. That's very, very vague. You need to actually make it very clear. So for instance, I'm going to invest 20% of my monthly salary every month. It is clear. It has a timeline. It's strategic. So let's say you're earning 100,000 naira. You know, I want to invest 20,000 naira at the end of every month. Let's say you're earning $1,000. You know, I want to invest $200 at the end of every month. It's a very, very clear goal. So everybody needs to put down a goal and write it down. Now, talking about goals, we have three different categories. We have the short-term goal that is less than a year. So I want to learn a new skill that I can monetize. I want to go on my YouTube channel every month. You can write down clear goals, financial goals, things you can monetize. Now, these goals are for your finances, right? You have another one that is called a medium-term goal. It's usually between 2 years to 5 years. Write it down clearly. Then the other one, long-term goals. Oh, I want to make $1 million in the next 7 years, and this is how I am going to achieve it. You break it down into monthly amounts to be able to help you look at the bigger picture, right? So now we're talking about long-term goals. Great. So that's all for goals. Now, number two, we're going to talk about drawing up a budget. Now, the thing about a budget is this. A lot of people think about a budget from a restrictive angle that, oh my goodness, they are telling me what to do. That's not true. Now, let me tell you why a budget is very important. It gives you opportunity to sit in the driver's seat of your money. That way you're in control. You're telling your money, I want you to go there. I want you to go there. I want you to go there. You are in charge. You are the boss. It's a beautiful place to be. Now, let me tell you what happens when you're not in charge and when you're not the boss. It actually goes. Have you noticed people saying, where is my money? I can't see it. I'm earning, but I can't see it. That's because you do not create a budget. So the money goes anyways. Now, we love to liken it to what? An ice cream. If you put an ice cream underneath the sun, what's going to happen? It's going to melt, right? It's going to melt. You can't account for it. But now if you have it in a tub in the freezer, you cut it up. I want to eat a scoop of ice cream every night. I'm in control. So now what happens with a budget? We put the power in our hands. Do you know that there are some companies that actually pay to know how you spend your money? They want to know, oh, she's a 30-year-old. She lives in this neighborhood. She spends this amount of money going on vacation. She spends this amount of money on makeup. They can see from your business, from your card transaction, so they understand how you're spending. People pay for that data. So why don't you want to be involved? So guys, please drop a budget on our EdTech platform, www.themoneyafrica.com. We talk about the different budgeting principles and how you can actually draw up a budget. Number three, emergency funds. Now you're thinking, why emergency funds? Let me tell you why. Imagine you're in distress. The last thing you want to do is to be looking for quick money, right? You want to be able to go into a little stash and quickly solve your emergency problems. So it's really, really nice to have just a small stash somewhere that you can run to if you have a crisis. Another reason why this is important is that you don't also want to break out of your long-term investments. Imagine you're in the stock market and the stock market is currently not doing well. You'll be forced to exit at an unfavorable position, and we do not want that. Another reason why it's actually very important is actually the peace of mind. It's nice, it's comforting knowing that if anything goes wrong, I have a little stash I can quickly run to. Now, how much should this stash be? That's $1 million question. It depends from people to people, but we usually advise that take the amount you need to survive in a month and multiply it by 3. So what would work for Jade will be different from what would work for Oluwatosin, will be different from what would work for Chioma, and the list goes on. Now, number 4, we're talking about what? Investing in personal development. You are your biggest asset. So this year, what are you going to change? What skill are you going to build? Are you going to start being on social media? Are you going to start pushing yourself? Are you going to build marketing skills and all these other skills? Now you need to think about what skill is important to me, personalize it and find that skill and invest aggressively in it. Now, based on research, those that invest in themselves, they earn 10,000% over their lifetime. It keeps giving birth to more. Like we always say, the stock market could crash, the real estate market could crash, all these different things could crash, but you will never crash. Whatever you invest in yourself, it stays. Now, number 5, build a stock portfolio. We get this a lot. What is a stock portfolio? A stock portfolio basically means what? I'm investing in the stock market, right? So I'm able to understand which ones are higher risk, which ones are penny stocks, which ones are big cap. It's a whole lot of information, right? Just building your stock portfolio. And I think it's very, very important that people actually build theirs, and you need the right knowledge in order to be able to build it. Now, in order to learn more about building a stock portfolio, you can go at www.themoneyafrica.com, where you teach you all you need to know about the stock market. Number 6, start a side hustle. Now, this is a very interesting one, right? I've seen a lot of argument of people saying that, oh, you don't want to live your life in perpetual hustle, right? I totally understand that. Now, we need to be able to clarify what hustle is. There's a way you can automate a complete process that it's not hampering on your current life. You understand? Where you can actually run that business at relative ease, right? So you can think about things like online courses, basically it could even be something stemming out of your strengths, right? It could even be a complementary product for your main business already, but you can actually start thinking, what else can I actually offer? What else can I actually do? Now, there's a bit of a catch to this. Now, we notice that a lot of people running 9 to 5, that is having a main job, they sometimes have businesses that they run that are making losses. Just being able to be objective, knowing that, listen, if this side hustle is yielding a loss and it's not profitable, I have to be wise and actually cut it off and then invest my energy towards what I'm actually doing, or find something that's actually profitable. So it's really, really interesting how side hustle work. And guys, if you can't get a profitable one, go ahead and get it started. Number 7, learn and read and listen to podcasts, or even our YouTube channel or our product, or other things talking about financial literacy. It requires a lot of deliberation, right? What's currently happening in the market? How does it affect me in the long term? How can I position? Now, the beautiful thing about this knowledge is that it compounds over time. So you're thinking about the information you had 3 years ago, what is currently happening today. You can actually see a change. You can see the growth. You can see how the information measures out. So it's very, very important that you're listening, you're learning, you're very deliberate about learning. Number 8 is investing in a mutual fund. So what is a mutual fund? A lot of people ask us, what is a mutual fund? I like to liken a mutual fund to rice. So think of this, you've got coconut rice, you've got jollof rice, you've got fried rice, and think about all the other rice out there. Now, what makes those rice unique is actually what the rice is dipped into. If it's dipped into a tomato sauce, then it becomes jollof rice. If it's dipped into coconut sauce, it becomes coconut rice. Now, the same thing with a mutual fund. What determines a mutual fund is the underlying assets. So is it going into the stock market? Is it going into treasury bills, government bonds, commercial paper? And then you're able to know what kind of mutual fund am I investing in. Again, it's very, very important that we get the right information before we get started and start investing. Investing in a mutual fund is number 8. Now let's go to number 9, accountability partner. Now they always say this, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. And that's where accountability comes in. So it's very important that you're actually asking yourself, who is my accountability partner? It could be somebody in your secular friends. You could join a community. We have a community of over 5,000 people learning how to make their money work for them. There's so much beauty in knowing that, other people are going on this journey with you. And you can learn from your peers. You can learn from others that even, ahead of you, and just get that accountability and be able to go on that journey. So for instance, I want you guys to hold me accountable to dropping at least 2 videos every month on YouTube. That's my accountability partner. And I'm going to ask you guys to do that for me. Now, the last but not the least is reinvesting your returns. Now, this is the biggest part of the mix, right? A lot of people know how to invest. Well, guess what happens? They invest, they fill up the buckets, and then guess what happens? They use it up. So now think about this. The beginning of the year, you invest, you save, then boom, it's Christmas and you burn it all up. And that's the biggest problem. So I don't think people really have a savings or investing problem. What they primarily have is they don't know how to grow it in the long run. They don't know how to let it last for years. They don't know how to be consistent, and that's where the real cheese is. Guys, that is 10 financial. If you enjoyed this, click on the share button. Let's other people hear about it. Let's share it with the world. And guys, don't forget to drop a comment section. And if you have not subscribed, you know what to do. Subscribe now. Thank you guys. See you next time. Thank you.